72 players, now only 12 remain. This is the first semifinal. The stakes are high as only 3 players move on to the final table. $125,000 is up for grabs to the tournament winner and the right to call themselves the European champion.
We've seen the best from around the globe, all battling it out to take home part of this $360,000 prize pool. Now, we've reached our final 12, only one of whom can be European champion.
Joining me tonight is the Razor, Ian Fraser. Now, Ian, exciting stuff at semifinal time, and a big difference in structure because the game will stop when there's 3 players left, and those 3 will take their chips forward to that final table, and of course meet the 3 from that other semifinal for all the money.
Yeah, and any amount of chips that they go through with, Jesse, you know, they'll be over the moon with. It doesn't really matter. You just need to go through.
So it's really about survival then, more than accumulation?
Yeah, being very patient. Hope that someone else, you know, knocks a couple of guys out, and you get an easy passage. I mean, if you have to play an hand, you play a big hand and get all your chips in as quick as possible, but leave the medium hands alone.
It's funny because you won 2 final tables in this format, and I don't think either time you had the chip lead at the final table. But a lot of guys would say it's important to really try and grind it here in the semis to have that big chip lead for the final table.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily agree with that. I did go in one final with the short stack, Jesse. I think it was only about 70-odd thousand. Again, in the semis, you can only lose, you know. I'd take anything. I'd take 50,000 to go through to the final because you still got a shot to win it. So be patient, play the big hands as best you can.
Yeah, and hold your nerve, presumably. It's always important. So let's see who's sitting at tonight's semi-final table.
Retired dental surgeon Clive Leighton. Roofer and builder Scott Fenton. Our first man through to this stage, takeaway Dave Gregory. Captain Jez Bailey, the pride of Wolverhampton. World Series of Poker finalist John McGill. And from the Gutshot Club, it's Nick Purcell.
All these players have made it through the toughest part of this competition, and now they're sitting with the cream of the crop. How will they fare? Let's head over to the table and get this game started.
Blast off into the wide open space. Is this the first semi-final of the PartyPoker.com European Open 3? Everybody at this table's a winner, but only 3 will make it to that final table. Good form. And Dave Gregory probably has the most experience from this position. He's made a couple of semifinals in this format, but never made it through to that final table. Nor has John McGill, who also fell at this stage last time around. So it'll be a clever balance between who wants to gamble and who wants to survive. Players will start this heat, as always, this semi-final heat, with 100,000 in starting chips, but they won't need to get them all. Any chips they have when this game goes 3-handed will make it through to that final table. And the yellows, of course, are 1,000. The blues are 2. The reds are 5,000. Jesse May joined by last year's champion, Ian Fraser. And Ian, one thing you can say, looking at this lineup, is the quality of the field in this tournament was strong. 6 good players here.
Yeah, well, they're all winners, Jesse, as we know. I'm excited to see how this is going to start off because I've been hearing a couple of them are saying they're going to come out firing. They're not going to sit back and wait. So let's see how it goes, the first round of cards out.
Well, if you could try and get in the
Pass.
players' heads here, looking around, who do you think
Pass.
is ready to be the most aggressive?
Well, you'd immediately look at Dave Gregory,
Pass.
wouldn't you? But, I mean, they've been here before and haven't made it through to the final, Jesse, so it'd be a case of once bitten, twice shy.
Raise to 6,000 total.
Yeah, remembering
Pass.
Nick Purcell in his heat, he just went completely mad for the first level.
He did, yeah.
And maybe settled down a little bit. But I just wonder, obviously that's a real hand for Purcell on the button this first hand, the ace-9. Wonder if he's going to try and dictate the action here. Nice flop for him.
Yeah, nice flop.
And
Check.
probably the best thing is it's completely missed Fenton.
8,000.
He's going to just take this pot here.
Should imagine so, Jesse. You know, he's got to come out and bet his ace here. I know it's a scary flop, but he's still got to bet it.
Obviously a king would make Fenton a straight, but that's
Yeah, he actually, in his heat, we saw Jesse, he got a massive card rush, didn't he? He was hitting aces all over the show. It just seemed like every time he looked at his cards, he had one under there.
All right, we're down to 2 semifinals. What do you want to do? Well, first of all, you're going to be bringing your chips with you. So the final 3 players are going to advance. 3 aren't. So to me, you have to be one of those final 3 players, even if you're a bit short. So I would play a very patient game. I would play a bit of a waiting game. Now, if you have a bunch of passive players, then you can be aggressive and pick up a lot of small pots. But if it's a bunch of super aggressive players, they may force you to play a big pot when you have a big hand, which is good, or you may have to just sit on your hands for a while and come in with a short stack. That's okay. You have to play a passive style against a bunch of super aggressive guys. You have to make sure you make the final 3 or you lose with a big hand.
10 times World Series of Poker champion Phil Hellmuth. He obviously knows how to get the balance right, but a bit of stomach tightening here. And this is the Nick Purcell we
Raise
saw
to
in his heat.
6,000 total.
No
Pass.
fear for that first raise. You haven't gotten to
Pass.
watch that heat back yet, have you, Ian? But I got news for you.
Don't tell me. And I thought he played pretty solid.
Re-raise here
Re-raise
from
to
Dave Gregory.
16,000.
And what's Jez
Call.
Bailey up to? He's cold out of the small blind.
God knows, he just must think that his cards are so live. If he hits, he's got a chance of nicking a big pot. That's the only thing he can be thinking.
I mean, I'm wondering
Pass.
here. He's misread his hand somehow. They're not even suited. I know.
See, Nick would probably be thinking he knows that Dave Gregory can be putting this on him with anything. Shall he call or have a go at another raise here?
It was 6,000 up to, I think, 18.
When I see him in his heat, every time he was doing this with his chips, he passed. Yeah, he's changed it this time.
It was only up to 16. Pardon me. It was 10,000 more to Purcell.
Yeah,
But this is a big pot
it
here.
is a big pot already.
Gregory might not think he has the best hand. Well, now he don't.
No.
He who dares here, I guess.
Well, this would be funny if Jez comes out and has a bet at this.
I was wondering, I mean, Purcell
Check.
might be able to say Gregory has a pocket pair, but Jez Bailey right now, well, Jez Bailey
All
can win this
checked.
on the turn, can't he? They've all checked it.
Wow, what a card.
All of a sudden, Jez Bailey actually has the best hand. He's got the best pair of jacks, and he has the only flush draw out there. But it's
Check.
impossible to know, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is.
Check. All checked.
Nick Purcell is actually drawing dead for the whole.
Oh,
No, he's not. What am I saying? 2 pair. Jackson 7s. That was his live card. It had to be a 7. That wasn't a club, or he could have had a couple
I
cards
think-
for a split.
I think if Jez checks this, it might bring him trouble
Check.
because we know Nick's going to bet it
20,000.
and he might raise.
It's been an amazing pot. Has Has everybody sort of just knuckled this?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess Gregory gave
Pass.
up with that on the flop. He was not interested, and you just have to think that if he had just stuck in a small bet, it would have taken the money.
Be interested to see what he does here, Jesse.
It's 20,000. Very hard for him to put Nick Purcell on an ace here.
Well, not necessarily. Not necessarily. He could have been trapping, couldn't he? He could have a, you know, he could have hit his ace nine or
Pass.
something. You know, when you got a big hand like that, you can let it check round twice.
That was one of the strangest pots we've ever seen, and Nick Purcell catching runner, turn in river to take the money uncontested.
And even better, not showing his cards, Jesse. That, you know, to Dave Gregory, that he's called him with Jack 7.
Current chip leader, and this gut shot man's making a name for himself.
I only started about 3.5 years ago. A few friends used to watch first ever TV programs with it and tried to copy it on the kitchen table. Had a bit of fun, a few beers, and it kind of went from there really. I kind of fell into it, and when I started making, I wouldn't say more money than I could through work, because I was in a good job, but you know, enough money to be happy with my lifestyle. Then I decided that I wanted to do that full time. And I've been doing recruitment for 8 years now, so I thought it was a time to change and try something new. I've come back many times from not much to, you know, back in the game again, as it were. But hopefully those times are behind me now. I'm not worried about how I'm going to feel in 3 years. I'm just enjoying the moment, going with it, and you know, make some money, look after myself on the way. But who knows what the future is going to bring.
They have each beaten 5 players in the first heat, but can they endure the challenge at the semifinal table and be in the top 3 tonight? We'll find out after the break. Welcome back. In the structure of this heat, these players will have to alter their game. They need to survive, and they want a big chip stack. We now go back over to the table.
Yes, those final 3 will be taking their chips forward to the final table, so a real battle of tactics here tonight.
Pass.
Tight pass from McGill there.
Raise to 6,000 total.
Although, you know, we've seen so many in the heats,
Call.
Ian, when there was unraised pots in the first level. We haven't seen one yet, have we?
No, we haven't.
You're not really going to be limping in hoping to see a flop.
I thought these
Pass.
guys would definitely
Pass.
sit back and not want to make too
Pass.
many moves early on, but it's exactly the opposite so far.
Well, triple at it, merchants. Purcell with the raise, Clive Leighton with the cold call, and the better king in position. And a very nice flop for Kojak.
Yeah. See, Nick never frightened to come out and bet the flop.
No.
8,000. Pass.
What? What's happened there?
They must have had the hands backwards. Well, someone give Clive his cards back and let him go again.
What happened there? Surely that's not right.
I mean, you can't call before the flop if you don't.
Do you think he knew what he had, Jesse? I can't make that out. Did he have King Jack and just pass it?
I don't know. After what happened with Jez, I'm wondering if the graphics are bent. This is how the ranking of the hands work. Bottom of the ladder is high card only. Higher than that is 1 pair. Above that on the ladder is 2 pairs. If 2 players have 2 pairs, it's the higher pair that counts. 3 of a kind is often called a set. A straight is 5 cards in a row of any suits. Aces play high or low in straights. A flush, 5 cards of the same suit in any order. A full house is 3 of a kind plus a pair, and everyone's looking for that 4 of a kind. It's self-explanatory, but rare as a diamond. A straight flush is 5 cards in a row, all the same suit, and top of the pops is a royal flush, which is a straight flush, ace high.
Jesse, I haven't got a clue what's just gone on there. I was just saying before that, before the flop, we should nickname him Crazy Clive. What's going on?
Pass.
They haven't got the glasses mixed up with the names around the wrong
Call.
way, have they?
Absolutely no idea.
We'll soon see. Right, he's got Jack Queen of Diamonds here.
Limped in. This is the first limp in
Pass.
seen of the 10 hands. And Gregory looks like he's going to
Raise to 7,000 total.
take it as a sign of weakness.
Pass.
You know, guys who have been in big tournaments will tell you that it makes people do crazy things. I mean,
He couldn't have known, Jesse, surely.
I just think
Pass.
sometimes holding your nerve, you know, everyone comes into these things and think, you know, I've got to do something different. I've got to be fancy. I've got to be this. Sometimes all you have to do is sit there and play poker, really.
Exactly.
I mean,
Call.
Let's call someone's raise, hit top pair, and pass.
for a small bet without even thinking. And this is good stuff
Check.
from Dave Gregory in the sense, Ian, that he seems to have picked up that Clive Leighton
10,000.
is willing to lay down a hand on the flop.
Well, we saw
Pass.
that in his heat, didn't we? He went all schizo early on, and then he was passing some incredible hands, wasn't he?
Yeah, he did.
I don't know what he's thinking.
But Gregory, who hasn't exactly gotten the ring of the deck so far, is made
Well,
some chips out of nothing. Takeaway, Dave Gregory, bit of a homegrown hero, a South London cash game regular who's moving on to the big stage. It all started to click for Dave last year in the big tournament scene when he shared a final table with Phil Ivey in Barcelona.
I was due to play on the first day on Barcelona, Wednesday, and on the way there, there was a bad accident on the M25. He was in the cab for 5 hours, missed the flight. I was in a foul mood. I thought, well, I'm not going to go now. I managed to change my day to the Thursday and changed my mind and ended up going and ended up finishing third. Which was really a bit of fate, I suppose, a bit of luck, a bit of fate. And ended up winning €184,000. My dad was a big gambler. I used to sit when I was a young kid and sit on his shoulders and watch him playing with the family. Like, he used to always play with my uncles and stuff. I used to nick all the coins off of the table and put them in my pocket. So I started really from a very young age. I used to get in trouble all the time at school. We always used to be like doing the wrong things. When my dad died at a young age, like, my mum tried to bring 4 of us up, and she couldn't really control us. My dad was quite a disciplinarian. When he died, we just weren't run loose, and used to go. I used to love school, but for all the wrong reasons. I believe you have a natural instinct for cards. I just seem to have a natural instinct to play. I suppose it's the gambling instinct in me. Like, you know, I'm not afraid to gamble, and that's one thing you've got to be if you're going to be a good, successful player. You've got to be able to gamble.
Not paying off at the moment for Dave Gregory. Perhaps he should put on a pair of accountant's glasses like Clive Leighton and
Pass.
count his money.
Pass.
2 in a row here for takeaway Dave.
Raise to 6,000 total. Pass.
You know, one position I wouldn't want to have at this table. It's just to the right of John McGill. He just seems to always be watching you if you're
Yeah.
here. I feel like most of the moves he's going to make are going to be on Jez Bailey and Gregory.
Re-raise.
He's re-raising this.
Yeah, he's picked up something, hasn't he? He's picked up a tell of some kind.
I don't think he's picked up a tell,
16,000
Jesse. It's just
total.
that this is his game, you know, and it is the modern game. It's the re-raise all the time because you're pinching more chips every go.
So
Pass.
You know, and people that watch these on the TV, you know, you make a mental note of how they play. Then all of a sudden you sit down at a table and you think, right, he's bluffing. You put all your chips in and they turn over the nuts. It's incredible.
It is 10,000 more, and there's 2 amazing things here. First of all, it's impossible for Gregory really to call. It's impossible for McGill to know that he has the best hand right now. I don't know. Although, for 10,000 more in position, would you like to take off a flop here with 5-6 of hearts?
Once you've committed this much, another 10,000, I'll be putting it in with a 5-6.
Gregory's problem is he has less chips than he
Pass.
started with,
Yeah.
and maybe he's thinking, geez, what if I call, flop one pair, and then...
Yeah, well, he's good enough to get off hands, isn't he? But, you know, he might have flopped a massive hand there and then got paid.
There's ozone in the ozone here. Nick Purcell is the chip leader, and now John McGill has climbed over par. But madness on this table for sure. You can find out more about poker by logging onto our website, www.5.tv/poker. Learn the rules, figure out what the best hands are to play, and test your bluffing skills. We've played 13 hands, and unlucky for some, but everybody
Pass.
obviously willing to sort out their own arrangements, whether or not they get cards, which you love to see when you're watching.
Nice couple of cards here, Jesse, for John.
Yeah.
Small raise.
Raise to 8,000 total.
2 + 6.
Yeah, Nick looks like he wants to play.
This is one of the benefits we saw of Nick's heat, that he played so many hands, he was liable to get action when he picked up a big one.
That's right, Jesse. Yeah,
8,000.
he did with me.
Only.
And oh, we might be thinking about a big re-raise. Ace-King's dangerous sometimes.
It is dangerous, Jesse, but, you know, I wouldn't mind getting me chips in with it. You know, because you're only frightened of 2 hands with this.
Raise. 20,000 more, 28 total.
Quite a few people behind Nick
Pass.
here, but it's 8 + 20.
Standard raise.
And this is looking like it's going to go back on John McGill, who...
Pass. Pass.
I think he might well put this down just because it's Nick and he's got the chips.
If you went all in, I really wouldn't know what to do.
There's an honest man for you.
There's an honest man.
Well,
I'd be like, there'd be a lot of head scratching.
I mean, if McGill believes him, he should fold. If
I'm
he
pretty
doesn't,
sure I know what you've got.
if he doesn't, he should push.
He just said, I'm pretty sure I know what you've
I
got.
can't tell you that.
Go on ahead, tell me.
Aces, I reckon.
Yes.
You're just playing with me before you shove it right up me.
I think so. I think you're playing with me. You think I have aces? If you think I have aces, why raise it to 20,000?
That's a good question.
It's a lot.
He's going to outdraw you.
That's true. You could always beat the aces.
I like it better when they have a little
That's-
chat amongst themselves.
Yeah.
You know, whether they're chatting him into call or pass.
Purcell plays down at the gut shot where he qualified.
I mean, we don't even have to have big hands. You could have, like, not that much, and I can think you've got not that much and have a little bit than not that much more. That's why we're at this spot.
Well, that's one way of looking at it.
He's not averse
I
to
appreciate that, Marty.
table talk. Plays a lot of live poker, as does McGill, of course.
Yeah, I had a bit of chat with him on the table in the heat, Jesse. He was all right.
Call.
I check the blind.
I wonder if Purcell has gotten what he wanted here from the table talk, which is he's gotten a call by a...
Well, I think he'd rather have took the pot there and then, you know, without seeing the flop.
Check blind, says John McGill after calling. He let the clock turn way down, and he's watching Nick Purcell.
Oh, what a card to come, Jesse.
Well, this is the problem with the King-Queen, isn't it?
What a card to come. He ain't even looked at the flop yet, John.
He checked blind, so the action is
I
on
think
Nick
if
Purcell.
Nick bets here, John's going to come straight over the top.
It's up to you. It's checked to you, though. He checked
Oh,
in the
he's
blind,
checked.
though, yeah.
It's a big mistake that McGill made by calling, isn't it?
Yeah, it is now. It is now. I definitely think Nick bets here, John's going to come straight over the top.
I don't know what either of these
20,000.
players puts each other on, but
20,000.
Purcell choosing to fast play, and it's going to be the right move.
Yeah, I think so. He's likely to go in over the top here. He's got to feel good seeing the king.
Trouble, says McGill. This would be a ridiculous laydown, but the right one.
whatever he does, he's unless a queen comes, he's in big trouble. He could be on his way out, yeah.
If I went all in now, what do you think?
How much more would it be?
I'll tell you, Jesse, I like this guy's style. He's good.
50 something.
I have no idea what McGill's going to do.
Well, he probably more wanted to see the queen because he's obviously putting him on the ace king or something now.
Answer.
Well, I can't remember the last question.
Yes, you can.
What would you do if I went all in?
Call.
Check again.
And McGill has called the flop. Turn coming. And is he married to it?
He's dying to see a club here.
Oh,
He's dying to see a
yeah.
club.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what a card.
Yeah, check to yourself, love.
What a card.
Yeah. I mean, now, at the very least, McGill knows he has 3 queens.
Well, at least he's got some outs coming.
And 9 clubs to win.
You know, if he's not put Nick on the ace king, then you just let him have another bluff at the pot. This is what he's thinking in his mind. If he's on ace king, then at least now he's got the outs with the clubs.
Will Perceau go all in on the turn here if it gets checked to him?
It's already been checked, hasn't
Check.
it? Yeah.
Oh, wow, you're right.
Yeah, yeah.
The free card is what McGill's got. What does Perceau think McGill has?
God knows.
Queen or a club? And that could kill the action.
Yeah, that might have saved John McGill's chips here.
4 to a straight on
Check.
board. McGill has now checked it 3 times.
I think he'd be pleased to turn his ace king over here, Nick, to be honest. 'Cause I really don't think he knows where he is.
Well, you really got to have a poker mind. And this is where you got to use the most of your time to backtrack the hand, don't you?
Yeah, of course. See, whatever he does here, even if he puts in a little value bet, he's got to be prepared to call all of John's chips off in case he comes over the top.
The time to get more chips in the pot was on the turn,
If
wasn't
I
it?
went all in, what would you do?
They're still at it, the pair of them.
You would have to join me in the middle.
Yeah.
I check.
Check, okay, gentlemen, that's what I mean.
I'd love to know what the truth of that statement was. It has gotten checked down.
Jesse, I swear, I think they're both happy with that. You know, John, for sure, he's got away with that. He's a bit of experience and a bit of speech play. He's got away with not doing too many chips there.
Yeah, I mean, how McGill got a free card on the turn is beyond me. But
and he's still got 59,000 chips. Jesse, he's had a miracle, hasn't he?
should have done.
that has ended the first level. But Nick Perceau in the runaround in very, very good shape. Talk about announcing yourself to the poker world in his heat. Nick Perceau knocked out the reigning champion Ian Fraser in a rare double knockout, and he's leading the field right now. Line's about to hit 2 and 4,000, and obviously we've seen Ian that in the heats, that early chip lead is powerful.
Small and big.
How should you use a chip lead like Perceau has in the semi-final?
Well, now he's at 200,000. He can afford just to only play, you know, top hands. He don't need to get involved now. He can get greedy, want more, but he can go through with 200,000 easy.
It's an average stack at the final table.
Yeah.
There will be 1.2 million in play at that final.
There's 5 other guys at this table that will think different. They'll want to get his chips off him.
Folded around to Fenton here, who is in the cutoff position, or excuse me, he's on the button here.
Yeah. We've seen him. He likes to make a bit of action, Scott.
He's already raised with 4-7 suited.
13 in total.
I think 1 round to go.
Yeah, and Jack 8 he raised with. I think he'll be getting re-raised here.
I mean, it's the kind of thing where Gregory kind of has to make up his mind yes or no.
That's right, Jesse. I think it'll be yes somehow.
Re-raise announced. I think this is exactly how Luke Patton got knocked out of his heat. I think unlucky
33 in
running
total.
into ace-king on the button when he had ace-queen in the small blind. And
Yeah, it
if
was.
you do, that's all it is unlucky,
Yeah,
isn't
it's
it?
tough. What can you do?
Oh my! A silent re-raise all in by Scott Fenton, who's saying, I've got the ace-king.
That's incredible move. That is incredible. If he gets Dave Gregory to put this down, that's incredible. He must know he ain't, you know, he could sit here now and not pick up ace queen again.
Gregory first is going to count how many chips he has back. It's about the same that McGill has, about 50,000. And I mean, what must be preying on Gregory's mind right now is, geez, I went out first the last time,
yeah.
the last semifinal. Yeah. Oh, I wonder if Fenton knows that. And
yeah, he's going to pass, isn't he?
wow, he is going to pass. He's going to be sick. Thing is,
yeah, he's going to
well,
pass.
I mean, even though all these players are in the money, it's
I hope we don't show him here, completely tilt him up.
Kings, aces.
kings or aces. Yeah, it was one of the two. Or it,
Didn't take notice with the squares, did you?
it was kings. It was or the 10-6 suited.
Have a nice day.
Ace queen of clubs.
Oh, look at Fenton, he must be thinking, whoa.
Chance to get a call. Lucky your chips are in.
What a game of poker we're having here, Jesse. This is great.
We are still 6. Must get down to 3. We'll see you when we walk on the other side.
Pass.
Raise to 10.
Raise to 10.
Yeah, Clive's
Wow.
feeling left out. He wants a bit of action.
5-6 suited.
Pass.
And
Pass.
we've got 2 severely short stacks here. This is only the
Pass.
second level, but 2 players with just about half what they started.
Oh, he likes this hand, Jesse, don't he, King Queen?
Yeah.
What are you raising with, Clive?
I thought you wanted a count though.
What?
I thought you wanted a count.
No. I know everybody's calling me. What are you raising with, I'm asking?
There's some guys here who are very good at table talk.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, McGill's.
You know, even just these presents, John, I know he's short stacked, but the way he's played his few hands, Jesse, if you're sitting at the table, you don't really want to be boxing with him, do you?
He's
you know,
intimidating, isn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, in the same way that Tony G, it's like, or the Devilfish, if you play a pot against me, you may have the best hand, but you're going to have to put up with a whole lot of noise.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is a pretty good flop for Clive Leighton.
Yeah, he won't mind this.
Because 2 chances to make a very big hand, which means he knows he's not drawing dead. Knows it for a fact.
12 to call.
Clive needs to make the all-in bet, doesn't he? Is that? No.
I don't think he'll be doing that somehow.
The bet is 12,000, pot 34,000 now, and Clive
Call.
has made a quick call here. Clive has only got about 60,000 left. McGill about 40 or so. Oh. And that's great news for John.
Yeah, it is, but
That should have been the flop.
Now, how should McGill think about this? He'll
might
have to
go up on the
decide
river
what
that
Clive
day.
was calling
Still
with.
could get out drawn.
Take my chances.
yeah, it's always on your mind. He's got a couple of clubs, ain't it? He could quite easily have had it, but
Well, there's not very many draws out there except for the club draw.
you don't want to be bluffed off the pot here, Jesse. He's probably thinking to himself, I can't check, because then if Clive bets, he don't know where he is, so maybe get your chips in and see. There you go.
And the cat? Pussy plays.
Pussy plays.
Pussy plays.
Pussy plays, Clive.
Pussy galore.
Oh, you like that? Pussy galore.
All in.
Well, he had the strength to do it, and it's going to win him the potty. And
Yeah.
I think
It's 38,000, I think.
Yeah, it looks
what you said was probably the most prescient, was that he didn't want to check and then have to get bluffed off the pot.
Well,
Call
at least
for all, you don't have to call for all his chips.
Exactly, yeah.
And
Let's get them in first.
Cat and talk with the chips.
You thought the cat was the chip, huh?
Yeah. Cat's worth a lot more than 1,000.
And this very ominous right
worth a
now
lot more
that
than
John
that.
McGill is going to be on the comeback trail.
I can't call you on a draw.
Good.
This has been some poker
Yeah.
game so far. and
Very good game, Jesse, so far.
Yeah, sorry. Neither did I. Thank you.
Well, I'm not so worried about the clubs.
The Northern Irishman, not well known before last year's main event, but 1.2 million for a 12th, announced his arrival and has also put the pressure on.
Have you ever dreamt of playing poker with the big boys in Las Vegas? Well, here's your chance. You could win a holiday for two, including flights, accommodation, and £500 spending money. All you have to do is answer this question. Who won the World Series of Poker in 2006? A. Phil Hellmuth, B. Jamie Gold, or C. Gus Hansen? You can enter by going to www.5.tv/poker. Entrants must be over 18. Competition closes at midnight on the 22nd of May.
Yeah, Scott's big blind now.
Yeah, and Gregory, I guess the player at the table right now who's going to get hurt most by these blinds coming around. It's only 6,000 around. And Gregory will know he has time to wait, but probably no more than 10 or 12 hands.
Yeah, about right, a dozen hands. I don't think he'll wait that long, though, do you?
Pass.
No. Perso from the button. Chip leader by a long shot.
Call.
Bit of a change of pace.
Yeah, and it's nice to chop and change it around.
To 12 total.
Raise announced from
Raise
Leighton
12 total.
with the ace-queen, and Fenton was looking very hard at Clive. And, oh.
Yeah, and he's got ace-jack. This is just a call here, Jesse.
Call.
Quick decision, but the right one.
Yeah.
These guys have all got a bit of each other's cards
Well,
here.
he'll think he's got a bit of value now. He might as well call.
He's taking a deep reach here. I think Clive's kind of committed to this pot right now. Do you fancy?
He's passed, Nick.
So he wasn't thinking about a re-raise.
No. Oh, no, definitely not a re-raise, but you never know. I think if his cards were more matching, he would have had a call there, just for the value.
Here's the flop. Fenton does not want to see the ace. This he can probably get away from. Depends how Clive plays it, I guess.
Yeah, I don't think any of us are going to try and guess how he's going to play this. 12, 17.
17 to call.
Sorry. Oh, that's right.
That's right, yeah.
This is a trap for Fenton. He can only win with a jack right now, split with a king. He's going to have to make a big decision here.
He's looked at Clive and Clive's looked the other way.
Some people would call that a tell.
Dear. He didn't want to give anything away there, did he?
Clive has pretended to be interested in the door. You think Scott's good enough to work this one out?
Well, it's a bit of a scary flop. I know he's got second pair and the ace kicker, but it's still a scary flop, ain't it?
Bet 17,000.
He doesn't need to get involved with the amount of chips he's got.
No, I mean, things are going pretty well for Fenton right now, aren't they?
Yeah.
And this is how they could quickly go badly. If he calls here, it'll be a John McGill move.
Well, he's probably thinking he can afford a call.
Yeah. Not only that, he very well may get a free card on the turn.
Yeah.
Hold up shop.
Pass.
Yeah, he's passed.
Okay, Jim.
The hand is over and it's only begun. Will Clive tell him what he had?
I know, but it was a good pass from Scott.
poker character and live wire, Clive. He's certainly not shy in front of the cameras.
There's a lot of personal focus on you, and also you're being every step of the way you're being watched and analysed. But I think when you get out there in front of the cameras, you tend not to be too bothered about it, and you have to get on with it. At this level, once you've had 2 hours exposure and you're back, you've had your television time, so if you get killed after 5 minutes, it's not the end of the world. If I'm playing in a £10 tournament, I play the tournament as though it was a £100 or £200 tournament. So I still go for it. I play my A game all the time.
Nick Purcell, so far out in front, 6-handed, that it's almost an embarrassment of riches for him right now.
Yeah, he's still 90,000 in front. And like we saw just now, he raised with 1 ace just to keep his toe in the water again. Pinched a few blinds, picks near enough same hand up again, but pelts it. You know, he knows how to play this.
And the guy that really needs to win a pot right now is Dave Gregory, of course.
Yeah, he's down to 40k now.
Let you guys
for his confidence. Oh, here comes for his confidence, if nothing all. Gregory. He's actually had 2 big hands and lost them both without getting to see the other player's cards.
Raised to 14.
He's raised this up. Let's have a... Oh, Jez has got a big hand here.
I feel like this might be the end of Dave Gregory. Just for his table image, Ian, how can he pass to a re-raise?
I'm still here.
Yeah, John McGill's reminding him he's still here. He don't want to be paying too much for his cards. Yeah, and he's talked Jez into just a call there.
Yeah, he has.
Oh, now he's picked up ace queen. He's thinking, what did I open my mouth for?
Yeah, well, if McGill tries a squeeze play here, Bailey's going to smother him.
Yeah.
Smartly for. You know I'd play it.
I mean, there's very few people, Ian, who would have called with Bailey's hand in this position.
Yeah, you're right, Jesse. You're right.
Why did he do it?
Well, I don't know.
Cut the side.
You see, he's not frightened to put his chips in, is he? So it can't be anything to do with that. He's probably begging that John's going to put a raise in here.
It's 14,000 bet. It's 10,000 to call. It would be nearly psychic if McGill can just call here, I guess.
He's going to go all in, Jesse.
Yeah.
What's the cat doing?
Cat's sitting on top.
I think you're right. And Jez Bailey covers John McGill.
Well, he'll definitely get a call from Jez, won't he?
He might get a call from Dave Gregory, who can virtually triple up here. I mean,
the other two, on the end, they'll be rubbing their hands here. They'll be thinking, please God, 2 players go out in 1 hand.
Yeah, geez, this is nearly could be over.
Yeah.
I mean, Gregory's only got 26,000 there. He'll have a chance to win 120 or thereabouts, depending on what Jez Bailey does.
I think he'd be putting these in, Dave.
I think he'd be giving up the tournament if he didn't. I mean...
Yeah. What's he got left? 26.
Of course, just wonder, I mean, if you think about it from Dave Gregory, I mean, does McGill have to have a very strong hand to do what he did?
So we look now.
No.
Oh, he's passed it.
Pass.
Yes, you know. 1 cat.
He might have even put down the winning hand here, Dave.
80 now. I thought it was about 72.
Yeah.
0.8456731 recurring.
You know, we've seen a lot of mind-boggling plays, but this trap that Jez Bailey has set with the ace-king might be the biggest of them all, because it was just so unorthodox.
Yeah, I mean, Dave Gregory could be thinking that John McGill's only made this move because Jez Bailey's flat called in between, and he's doing it for the odds. So that was how I was thinking Dave could probably call this bet.
It takes a very strange play to trap a great player, and I think Jez Bailey has done it.
When you're all in.
What's he thinking of? I mean, surely he only called here to call a big re-raise. Is he scared all of a sudden he's up against a pocket pair?
Well, obviously that is what's going through his mind. You always got that, you know, thought in your mind, but you know, he can only be when the cards go on their backs, Jesse. It's only aces and kings that you're in a.
Had the cap for.
Your sort of tournament's been shot.
I mean,
Anyhow,
say clearly what we're seeing here, Ian. These plays would have been a lot different if it was a heat situation where there's just one winner. The semi-final strategy is preying on these guys.
He's passed this, Jesse. Look, he's passed the ace king.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
Chicken dinner for the cat.
Is it just because players are scared to get knocked out here?
Yeah, of course it is. Of course it is. He didn't invest that many chips originally, did he? What did tournament director just announce?
I think that the blinds are going up.
Oh, right.
Ian, but just, I mean, about that pot again.
Diamonds. That's what I always say that you've got.
He can't call 14 with just 4 down.
He can.
John McGill got let off the hook. He's been let off the hook 3 times already.
If he's Scandinavian,
You're not Scandinavian, are you?
It's a lot easier putting your chips in with ace king than it is calling with ace king, Jesse. I know, you know, we've seen McGill's cards.
McGill's cat sitting cute and patient. It's been a long road for John McGill.
It started 35 years ago, and I was on holidays with me and my brother went to my great Aunt Margaret's house for the summer. And the evenings, there wasn't much to do. She had no electric in the house. We were oil lamps, and we learned to play penny poker. And that was my first introduction into playing cards.
What a year it's been for John McGill. 12th place in the World Series, a $1.1 million payout.
The highs, obviously, it's the World Series. I was very lucky, I have to say. Some guys say, oh, you're the 12th best player in the world. I'm the 12th luckiest player in the world. That's just the way it is. You need luck to get through that competition. Everybody wanted to shake my hand. You know, from a comeback from the World Series, it's unbelievable. Like, I would go to church on a Sunday, quite religious, but everybody shaking my hand in the chapel and everything. It's unbelievable. Making a point and coming over saying, well done, congratulations. Good to see somebody local getting some money, you know. It's an overwhelming experience, I have to say. It really is.
Thrust into the limelight now. Is McGill a one-shot wonder or a new poker star?
My heart was going through my chest. I was sitting there trying to look calm. It's great, boss.
These players want to go all the way to make it to the final. Will they be celebrating tonight or looking back with regrets? Join us for more action after the break.
Good. Nice.
2 levels are in the books, and looking at the leaderboard, you have to say to yourself, if you've been watching, how many lives did John McGill's pussycat have? I mean,
well, he's got 6 left.
That was like.
And Dave Gregory here.
I think John McGill's just presence and his table chat has talked himself into staying at the table, Jesse, because he could have been out with Nick Purcell and then he could have just been out, well, definitely big underdog.
Where is all in?
With Jez.
Dave Gregory's brain must be just like scrambled eggs right now. I mean, the thing that's really must be preying in his mind, Ian, is that he hasn't gotten to see any of the hands that have beat him. It's
How much is it?
26.
McGill's got a bigger ace here.
He's got Dave Gregory completely dominated here.
Call.
He's calling. Let's see what Nick's got.
You're in the blind, are you?
Oh, he's got ace king.
Well, I mean, one thing here, a lot of players would have made...
Not bad.
They would have made a mistake if they were John McGill of re-raising all in to try and isolate Purcell. But
how's he going to play this?
How much are you playing?
Yeah, see, the first thing he wants to look at is
all in, isn't he?
20.
Well, not necessarily.
20, is it? I don't count it.
He wants to count John's stack for sure, though.
McGill has just called the 26,000 bet. It's
110. What's that?
It's about 22,000.
110.
Roughly. Or so.
Oh,
You don't think it's automatic all in here?
Not necessarily.
Could McGill have done this trying to trap Purcell and have something like 2 aces or 2 queens?
Of course he could have. He might decide just to peel a flop off here.
On a raise.
There you go. Get it in then.
Deciding factor, perhaps, that he has John covered.
You're a bad boy.
I think if he's...
I'm sorry.
if he's going to raise, I think he's going to make it a big one. You know, he's going to be prepared for John to come back over the top. There you go.
He's gone all in.
Yeah, I'm all in.
Pretty much
All
a big
in?
one, yes.
Yeah.
That's 26 is matched.
And McGill's
I'm sorry.
quite simply good enough to get
Yeah,
away
Dave
from
Gregory
this.
must feel battered and bruised again here.
Yeah. The only good news right now for Dave Gregory is he'll have a chance to triple up. And that's pretty much the only good news that there is for Dave Gregory. Honestly don't think McGill's going to take too long about this decision.
He might flap around for a little while, but he's definitely not calling.
It would, you know,
I don't
he's
think you've got a lot. Except for chips.
You never believe I've got anything. It's only once before.
That's funny. You wonder if McGill spent a lot of time watching Purcell's heat, because he is really suspicious that Nixon had it, man. It's at the end of the day, Ace-9 is just a complete piece of
He's
trash.
definitely not calling.
No.
Pass.
It's Dave Gregory all in
Better be good. Yeah, I'm good.
and in trouble. Ace-King against Ace-3,
I'm
and
not allowed to say what I think.
nothing has gone right for Dave Gregory, but
No, I haven't here.
Ian, some of the hands he's played obviously were ahead when the money went.
He must feel like that someone's been firing missiles at him.
Yeah, it's
He's got to be feeling really comfortable with it, Nick. That's what I said to you. Once you got the chips, Jesse, you're going to fall just to sit back and only play these big hands.
still 5 cards to come for Gregory, 30% chance.
Whoa,
And
a couple of spades.
No, 3 obviously Dave Gregory's best chance here. Couple split pot possibilities. Running spades. Here's the turn.
5 or deuce of spades he'd be pleased to see. He's got the 5 anyway. Let's give him 8 more outs.
You've got a lot of practice at these redraws with dominated hands, Ian. Any deuce, any 3, any 7. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah, he's got 11 outs.
Spade too late.
Thanks, playing with you.
Dave Gregory out in 6th, will not be going to the final table here at the PartyPoker.com European Open 3.
Yeah, and I think we want to remind him that's the second time out first, Jesse. Very unlucky.
Would you have got him?
So 5 left with the knockout, and how good is Nick Purcell feeling? 249,000. You'd say he's nailed on for the final table. But it's tight between the other 4. Currently, McGill and Leighton in the hot seats, 83,000 and 75,000 respectively. They're going to need more than that if they want to go to the final.
I think I need my pocket aces at this point. You're quite right. They're all too big.
30 hands played, Jesse, now. And it's been action all the way.
Do you think it'll go beyond the next level?
Well, I hope it does, because it is.
Pass.
It's, I'm really enjoying watching.
Yeah, it's setting up really nice for the final table as well.
Oh God, the shades are going on.
Raised to 16,000.
Raised to 16,000 total. Change that for a yellow one.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, wow. These are the 2 big... Oh, did he say all in? No, he hasn't looked at his second card yet. But these are the 2 big stacks.
Yeah, I don't think they're... I don't think he'd be wanting to raise this. Oh, blimey.
Okay, re-raise.
They don't mess around.
35,000 more.
It's kind of like, I don't want to mess with you, you don't want to mess with me, but
How much do you have left?
I'm more scared of you than you are scared of me.
And I have got the best stand, but I don't want to go to war yet, and I will show you.
Yeah, they've all got the speech playing.
Talk about that for a
Work that one out.
An offer.
If he said that to me, I'll be putting him on ace, king, ace, queen. And not wanting to call.
I mean, Ian, these guys are both completely nuts here. The problem for Purcell, if he's been watching Fenton, I think he needs to know that if he puts another raise in, it should be an all-in raise, because you don't want to give Fenton a chance to get all his chips in with a re-raise.
Exactly right.
I mean,
the way their stacks are, you know, the ace-jack, does he want to be raising? Does he want to be raising with ace-jack? And then what happens if he gets a re-raise?
On a very smooth.
Yeah.
How's the ace-jack?
I'd rather just peeled a flop off there and had a look.
I think at the end of the day, Fenton is just slightly more mad than Nick Purcell. I mean, it's close. It's close. But I think he's just a little bit crazier. This tournament is all about the money. We go over to Roxanne to find out how the prize pool will be broken down.
In each semifinal, the 6th place finisher will receive $5,000. 5th earns you $7,500, and 4th in the semifinal wins $10,000. When you get down to 3 in the semifinal matches, the players take their chips through to the final table. So at that final table, it's a staggered chip start. Out in 6th, and you'll win $20,000. 5th place is $25,000. 4th, and you'll take home $30,000. For 3rd place, it's $50,000. Our runner-up wins $65,000. And the PartyPoker.com European Open 3 champion will be pocketing a cool $125,000.
I've had him 3 times in a row once.
No way.
That's, yeah, playing
I mean,
heads
one
up.
of the things they're doing at this
When I
final
first started
table
off.
that they didn't do last year, Ian, is they're going to roll back the blinds to 1 in 2,000 to give even more action and play. So,
good, yeah.
I mean,
And then he left and another guy.
you know, it's just going to give people an extra level to feel like they've got a short stack.
Pocket aces 4 times in a night.
So,
Every time.
Just looking at them,
I mean, that makes it
the
even
same times on the levels.
Yeah, it just makes it even more of an argument that 100,000 is plenty, doesn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I don't think walk and raise are the same thing,
Raise
unfortunately.
to 16 total.
To 16,000 total, raise of 10.
Small blind play from Clive, and he could catch Fenton.
I'm all in.
Yeah, I
He raised
fancy
all
it.
in.
He likes this play, doesn't he?
Well, here's a gamble.
Clive must call.
Yeah,
I
think this is the
Wanna
first.
call? Okay, gentlemen.
Is it a mistake that Fenton made, or
7s.
just it is what it is?
Not really. He knows Clive's on survival level. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
he could be making that play with almost anything. He's got an ace. Give it a go. He's got chips that won't make too much difference to his
Is that the
stake.
rubbish you've been playing in pairs?
Yeah, Clive, this pot is just over 100,000, and if the 7s hold, Clive will be back in it. Fenton can lose and still have about 150. That flop means a jack or an ace is what Fenton needs.
Clive won't be wanting to see a heart here and give him even more outs.
He won't want to see any big card, really.
Oh, now he wants a jack for a split.
Yeah, we're a 7. But,
Unlucky, Clive.
a bit heartbreaking. Clive Leighton finally getting the money in, a strong favorite, and just getting outdrawn there by Fenton.
Walk out gracefully.
And
I think Jez Bailey's going to be right under the gun here.
yeah, truly unlucky for Clive Leighton out in 5th.
Thank you very much.
And we are down to 4.
There's no doubt about
This
that.
semi-final juicy now,
Another good chance.
and the final table just looks awesome.
I know he's desperate. He's getting that way.
Yeah, he just said, Jesse, you know, he's obviously
Picking an olive this year.
he's on his last
He picked some link.
lifelines.
Now I'm on tilt. It's absolutely steaming. 2 5s I laid down.
The top 3, a very strong strategy now, Ian, all about Jez Bailey.
Yeah, the whole semi-final was about Jez now. I mean, he's going to really feel the pressure. They've almost got enough chips just to all call these big blinds, really, you know, to get him out. It's not a nice position to find yourself in.
Did the structure of the game alter the way you play at all?
No, I don't think so. We had a few problems that there were some big hands and players were thinking for a long time, so we weren't getting many hands through in the with the blinds. The blinds were going up rather rapidly, and that was the problem, because at that point that I went in, the blinds were costing 9,000 a round, so you have to go in at some point and have a go, and that's what I did.
Thanks, Clive. We now go back over to the table.
Kind of put me off for a little while.
Pass.
Chalk it up to experience. You have to play with good players.
Queen 4 for Fenton.
Yeah, and he'd be pleased just to let these two get on with this now.
Jez could go all in with a lot of hands.
He's got to push him in here.
Can't dance at all.
You can't dance? Well, you're not alone. I can't dance either, but I haven't looked yet. I'm just wondering if you want to dance.
He's got to push these in, Jesse.
He just hasn't seemed himself tonight.
That load of more P game.
I mean,
yeah.
He's loaded, don't worry, he'll be gambling.
Been very he's gun shy, isn't he?
He's just cold.
I mean, he can't leave that money in there, Ian, can he? It's 12,000. He's only got.
Don't understand.
Jeez, he's only got 16. I mean, he cannot lose this pot and still make it into the finals, can he?
No raise.
Is it possible that it's occurred to Jez Bailey maybe that if he just hangs around, the other two will run into a...
well, he's going to get paid off here.
Yeah.
You know, he's going to bet it. John's going to call.
Call.
There you go.
All in and a call. Okay, gentlemen.
Yeah, this is actually...
Hands, please.
Somehow or another, Jez Bailey has managed to get himself in a massive spot here.
God.
Yeah. John McGill saying, I never would have called you before the flop, and now there's only 3 deuces in the deck that are going to beat Jez here.
When you ever call for a 2?
Nothing now.
You can
Look at that. Straight flush draw in the straight.
He needs a jack or...
Jack.
Yeah.
No, that's it.
Yeah, much is it?
He should have...
That's a split pot.
Oh, yeah, isn't it?
Chop.
No, his is the jack.
44,000 is a lot different story than 22, Ian.
Well, it wasn't 22 because he put 3 in. He only had 19 left, didn't he?
Miles of it.
Okay,
No, he had
16 actually.
Yeah.
Should have called him with those 5. Miles of it.
16.
Yeah.
That has actually made a game of it. I would imagine that Fenton Perceau aren't that upset about this turn of events. I mean, if you're a big stack right now, you can put pressure on and pick up chips, theoretically.
Yeah,
Let's be safe, sorry.
You wouldn't mind either way, Jesse. I wouldn't mind going through with what I've got. The chance to nick a few more.
Chop.
You were like, please, yeah.
To find out how to be a dab hand at poker, go to our website, www.5.tv/poker, and watch some tips from the pros to help you out in our exclusive video tutorials. You can catch up with the latest from the tournament news, info on the players, and enter our competition.
I did already.
You should have folded.
Yeah, I
you shouldn't even
passed.
play him.
Jez Bailey has 44,000, and you said McGill doesn't want to fall over. Jez Bailey has shown every indication of being happy if, say, the 2 big stacks were to square off and make a monster and let him in.
Yeah, I genuinely think Jez will sit back and hope that John gets involved in a hand. It seems like he's got a little bit more patience. We see him put down ace-king earlier, didn't we? Which was a massive put down.
Yeah, it was wild, really.
Check.
Blind on blind. Fenton giving Bailey the 3 free flop. And that's a huge hand for Fenton.
Check.
Big enough to try and let all the money get in late.
Yeah, I don't think anything. I'm just looking at the hands now. I don't think anything can happen here.
Check. Check.
It can't possibly be in here. No, I mean, Jez has shown no inclination to try and grab that 20,000. But maybe a small bet?
Well, Fenton's done everything he possibly can to try and induce a bet out of him, hasn't he?
Yeah, including the check on the river, huh?
Be a shame for him to go out this way if he puts his chips in.
It's no fun, but this is the dangerous game we play. That's a good check by Jez. That was a good...
I was going to rough flush, yeah. Good. I felt that too. You can't bet.
Oh, man.
Then you're just in trouble.
Would you like to jet off to Las Vegas to play poker at the Bellagio, shop at Caesar's Palace, and overlook the city from the stratosphere? You could win a holiday to this amazing city, including flights and accommodations for 2 and £500 spending money, All you have to do is answer this question. Who won the World Series of Poker in 2006? A. Phil Hellmuth, B. Jamie Gold, or C. Gus Hansen? You can enter by going to www.5.tv/poker. Entrants must be over 18. Competition closes at midnight on the 22nd of May. A tournament can turn in a second, and luck can be the sweeping force. But can these players prove that their skill can outwit the poker gods? Join us for more action after the break. Welcome back to the PartyPoker.com European Open 3. Clive Leighton, who talked his way into the semifinals, has been blown away, but has walked off with $7,500. The next one out will be heading home, sending the 3 remaining players to the final table. It's getting tight. Let's get back to the action.
The plain fact of it is that the guy who goes out right now gets $10,000 prize money, and the lowest prize money in the final table is $20,000.
Yeah,
so in effect, there's a minimum of $10,000 for the next guy who goes out, which, you know, it's money. I mean.
It is, Jesse, but I don't think they're thinking about that
right
at the minute.
Why do you think I'm smiling?
Jez, 19,000 in the small blind, and he's got 5,000 of it in.
Pass.
This would be a big influence for Scott to fold a lot of hands here and let John McGill sort it out.
Yeah, but why not? Let the 2 blinds have a go. You know he's going to put them in.
All in.
He's got a king. Yeah, good luck to him.
You have to call no matter what happens.
Yeah, it's only 9,000 more to McGill.
If you say that, John, then don't look and say cool.
Another 9.
Yeah.
Is that all? I haven't looked.
And this will be the only person. This will be the person that Jez really wants to get chips off of.
Yeah, true. I'll call in the blind.
You know, this will be good for him.
I haven't looked.
The spades are cancelled out.
We'll go and do what you want together.
Well, you got the same thing. You'll see it.
See them together. Well, you got
it's the right play, isn't it? That McGill has to call.
He hasn't looked.
I haven't looked.
Jez Bailey is all in when the cards get turned over.
Yeah.
You see.
Oh,
Jesus.
He's going to feel pretty good. It's a 6-4 shot here.
Oh, yeah, but he'd want to have the spades, Jesse, and he hasn't even got them. So.
Got my mate, you are,
Yeah, you're taking all
I tell you, Jez would be double pleased with this, Jesse.
Good luck, Jez.
There's a couple of sevens. Coming.
King needs to hold, or we have the first half of our final table.
Some kind of randomness.
So far, so good for Jez Bailey.
That is random. 5 now.
It'll be very, very close, chip-wise, between Bailey and McGill. That's changed nothing, Ian, because obviously the spades would keep Bailey in the lead.
Yeah, anything barring a 4 and a 7, and he's doubled up again. That's it, he's doubled up.
That's amazing. They both made a flush. But
that's a flush
wins, of course.
So he's got 38 now, and John's down to 64. You see, the best person he wanted to play with.
That's the trick to this.
You wouldn't have been fooling if I'd went all in there. One that's a nice hand.
It's very hard to fold the hand that I just got dealt.
Jez down to 23,000.
What's he actually waiting for?
And this is really dire here.
I like that machine. Whatever that machine's doing, it's doing something right for trap 6.
Trap 6.
It's just like...
It's good when it comes
And it's my lucky dealer.
Got ace 4. Well, he's got past this as well, ain't he?
Well,
you have to think the old...
I hope he passes it, because
Persaud
Nick's
can't
going to
really
be all over it.
Yeah, Persaud can't really fold anything, can he? Uh-oh.
You know, he's... What I don't understand is he had the momentum last time when he had the ace 9.
Okay. Pass. You're looking for a count?
Yes, please.
And he was suited before. He's passed that, and then he's gone in with the ace 4. And, completely dominated.
This is trouble.
13 more.
He shouldn't have asked for a count. He knows it's only between 10 and 20.
Oh.
Yeah. This is trouble for Jez, but it could be at the end here.
Trouble at Mel. Thought so.
Good luck. Good luck to you, sir.
Yeah.
It's a hard way for this to end here, Ian.
Yeah, especially when he passed the hand before, didn't he?
Now, this is not... Well, it looks like we have our first half of our final table.
Yeah.
Pretty deadly, you'd have to say.
And he's runner here.
Sorry.
Let's see if we can get him a 3 or a 5 out. No.
That's that.
Jez Bailey, he's going to get paid for his troubles, but in the end, out in fourth. And the top three, what a final table this is looking like.
Yeah, that was a great semi. Good heat.
Well, this is how the chips turned out. Going into the final table, John McGill limping there with 59,000, but you know he's strong. Scott Fenton, 215,000, and the chip leader at this moment, Gutshot's Nick Purcell, rolling over.
We've reached our final three, and gentlemen, congratulations. I think I'm speaking for the entire audience and not just myself when I say that was one of the most entertaining poker sessions we've ever watched. John, you limped in at the end, and there's a sense really that your table talk kept you in this match.
Well, I had to work with my image, Jesse. I had to try and push early on and try and get some chips. It didn't work out for me. I got caught a few times. I'm just glad I'm in the final, but I'm still going to go to win.
Scott, you're a roofer by trade. Do you jump off or do you fall off?
It depends if there's grass at my ladder.
I mean, you made some of the biggest and strongest moves of the entire heat. Did you feel like you had a tight image?
I've a lot tighter image here than I have at home. I know people are afraid to go out and they need big, genuine hands to call. And like I said in my interview, I was going to go out like a firework if I were going out.
You were a lion all night long. Nick, congratulations. You're the nominal chip leader right now, over 300,000. Did it all just fall into place for you?
Yeah, I mean, I was in a good seat, got dealt lots of good hands, and they held up against the other hands. It was very tough playing with these guys. Really enjoyed the game, and like John said, really glad to be in the final.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to the final. Congratulations again. I think the only question remaining to be answered is, who's the nuttiest between them?
These three musketeers have had some furious card play and have battled their way to the final heat at the top of this mountain. Next time, the second semifinal will be in play. Who will join John McGill, Nick Prasad, and Scott Fenton in the ultimate battle of the PartyPoker.com European Open 3?